Right, so I've been working on the circuit today. As you can see, there's a bit of a development there. I'm just namely filming this actually because it kind of looks like a heart. You got this obviously wire going round here, which is the bottom, your two valves, and your two pumps, as it was. The negative will come in, do its good go back out as a positive. But yeah, I just thought that it's as delicate as a bloody heart, I'll tell you that. But yeah, it kind of just looks like a heart. So that's pushing towards like this design here. Again, the two inputs, two outputs. So I think I was on the right track. Let's have a look. Again, that's another idea. Again, experimental. The wires are all over the place. It's put together quite roughly. I mean, that one could work, but I've just crossed out for the sake of these are other ones. That one's there is an experimental, well, accidental experimental 3-phase AC into 2-phase DC. I know you can do that just with a bridge rectifier, but I think with this, these capacitors are replacing what the diodes do, because obviously when they fill up they stop. That's not quite what a diode does, but it still captures energy and then it's released back into the circuit. It comes out as a positive and negative. So if you do that, that's like one half of the bridge rectifier. There's the other half of the bridge rectifier. So run the lead down, the capacitors will take care of that. But again, maybe if you change these capacitors and how much they hold or what the voltage is, you change your output. So maybe you won't need a transformer in that, but yeah, that's another idea. Getting on a bit more. But yeah, that's another example. In a way, that's not one building at all. Yeah, that's another idea. Just trying to create there's a good example. And there are differences between these two, which is those diodes there. And again, the way that they wire up and the way that they go out. But yeah, I'm actually filming that for the sheer sake of this looks like a heart. Alright, and that's the original circuit. There's the changes I'm making to it. I've blew up quite a few capacitors today. That one's slightly warped, but it did pop. And yeah. So again, I got a lot of bulging capacitors. But I think obviously the mistake I made is as that runs to the positive and you get the negative charge, I ran it like this, which it did seem to work. That's why I ran it. But I think what I can actually do is I've put a little line there, is run the positive to the negative. So I'll put these two in series, and then I'll take the positive output on this side and run that to the load itself instead of this. But I just drew up this because it worked at the time. Yes, that's a small example of what I've been doing, and I've been having good fun. You can roughly tell by the mess on my floor. Right, and yeah, have a good night.